Girl, move. You should do it too. Da da da. She must be finna pay the rent or something. Hey y'all, it's All of Destiny. Why?
Yep, it's your folks, soldier boy. Tell them I'm in the building.
She got it.
Wow.
Hey y'all, it's All of Destiny. I've already started taking my braids down, but I'm just about to chat with you all about some things that I learned in my 20s. Some of these are things that I've learned. Some of these are things that I wrote down because I just want to gift and give these things to you all. It's the last video that I filmed sitting right here where I talked about being 29 and unmarried and not having any kids. I'll put it right here if y'all missed it. Definitely check that one out. And thank you all for the feedback on that video as well. Girl, I shouldn't have took all my braids down and started recording. Thank you all for the love that you all gave me on that video as well. The feedback is absolutely phenomenal. So I haven't been able to get back to everybody, but skimming through the comments, I noticed that there's so many different age ranges of y'all, and I was just like, wow. I took my time to kind of write down what really it is that I want to say. I'm currently 29, so we're just gonna drift back a little bit, and I'm just gonna give you all a little bit about me. The year is 2011, and Destiny is 19 years old. I lost my good scissors that helped me to take my braids down, so it's gonna take me a minute, but it's cool. When I first got to college, there was a lot of things that my mom had told me, my parents, I'll say both of them. But one of the ones that stuck with me that my mom said was, let them wonder, but don't let them find out. The transition from high school to college is different. If you go to I went to a university, I'll say, college university. University is just known for being larger. I went to the University of Memphis. My graduating class in high school was like 62 people. It was just a big jump and a big difference. The guys looking like, oh my God, it's a whole lot of girls. And the girls looking like, oh, it's a whole lot of guys. Being mannish. Mannish and fast. It really stuck with me because it set the tone for the way I moved through my college years. That can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. You can hang out with the person, you could be cool with someone, but don't be out here giving it up. That's not why you're there, sis. Do your work, get your studies, and keep it pushing. And then when you move in a certain kind of way where you respect yourself and you have morals for yourself and in what you allow versus not, your shoulders kind of get pulled back a little bit different. And your head, you hold it up a little bit higher. Let them wonder, but don't let them find out. That can go for guys and girls, by the way. The year is 2020. And Destiny is 20 years old. I debated changing this one because this isn't something that I don't feel like I learned this. My parents just well, I guess that is, you do learn it. If somebody tell you something and you apply it. But don't mess up your credit. When you're younger, we look at that as like the time to be able to make a lot of mistakes. I'm young and dumb, so I can do what I want and I'm living my best life, woo woo, right? Don't mess that up because at some point you are going to need that. If you want to have a credit card, fine. That's what a lot of people say. I'm getting it to build my credit, blah, blah, blah. If you're only 20, what you need with it right now? Leave it alone. Don't mess it up if you got that option to do so. It's going to become a time in your life where you want to use it because they're going to run it because you want to get a car. They're going to run it because you want to get a house. Don't take your credit lightly, like it's yours, okay? So treat it with care. Treat it kindly. It's your little baby. If you don't got a baby, your credit is officially your baby. Treat it well, okay? The year is 2013 and Destiny has turned 21, and this made me very emotional writing all of this out because this ain't the kind of video that I was gonna wing it. I was like, you're gonna write this stuff down, right? So I have been writing them as they would come to me in my phone, but this morning I wanted to really narrow things down, transfer it to my little notebook so that it'll flow better for y'all. But yeah, don't doubt yourself. A lot of times we feel like things can happen for other people or it can happen for such and such, but it can't happen for me. I doubt if it happened to me. I'm giving other people more power to say that they can deserve this or that they should get, that in their life. But I don't think I'm worthy of it. 21 is such a young age. 21 is the age where people, I don't know, I think that's when people start yelling, I'm grown. I'm grown. I don't think y'all ever heard me probably use that word. I'm very much 29, but I don't flex grown on my channel. I think that's something that you just see that. You don't have to say it. It goes without saying. Being grown and being an adult are two different words. So yeah, I just say I'm an adult. But adulting is so ghetto. It's very ghetto here. I just want to put that out there. So if you're younger than me, enjoy that. Stop rushing your life. It's just important to find out what it is that you don't want to do as it is to find out what it is that you do want to do in life. It just means that you are learning you. And that's what you're supposed to do. And now, like, regardless of how old you are, you're supposed to forever be a friend to yourself. You're supposed to get to know you. Instead of trying to resist yourself, you have to lean into that Embrace who you are. Regardless, that's the key though. Regardless of who might like it and who don't like it. Like, if people are gonna like or not like me, I'm gonna make sure I'm giving you my authentic self. And it's just more freeing. So, the year is 2014, baby. She says she's 22. We in room to 22. Ah! Play the clip.
Lil' mama super thick. She say she 22. We in room 222.
My next tip that I would give to you all is to keep your business to yourself. Don't be telling these folks your business. Don't do that, okay? Keep it on the hush. Keep it on the low. Don't nobody need to know. Hey, put me on the track, baby. What's good? Put me in the booth. I'm ready. Girl, my mama calling. Hold on. I'm recording. So, my thing for 22 is to keep your business to yourself. Don't be telling nobody your business. Because in our younger years, we think that everybody we cool with, you're going to forever be cool with. And I remember I used to tutor, and I told these girls, because they were planning their life around, my friend going to this school, so I'm going to go to that one, and we're going to be friends forever, and da-da-da. I think my older subscribers can vouch for me when I say the older you get, the circle is smaller. Having a friend is one thing, but I know everything about me. There's not another person in the world that could sit and say that they could go toe to toe with me about what I know about me. Can't nobody do that. And you don't give people that much satisfaction. Just keep your business to yourself. Don't be telling people everything. Girl, he this and he that and blah, blah, blah. It's just everybody don't need to know everything. All of these could be their own video, but I'll give you all an example. Younger me treated my Facebook page at some point, my personal Facebook page. I have a separate one for y'all. It's called All of Destiny if y'all want to add me on there. But yeah, on my personal Facebook page, I used to treat it as like a diary, especially relationship-wise, a college relationship that I was in. And if I got annoyed or if I got mad or if we disagreed on something, I would write a little status about it. Obviously, with it being my personal Facebook page, I got family on there, I got friends on there, I got people on there who care about me. And they would ring my phone. The status wasn't written to have my phone ring at all. It's like there was a venting place for me and I wanted to leave it as such. When you write something and then you're done feeling that way, especially if it involves another person, you can forget and you can forgive. But then somebody come around to a barbecue and they looking at the person like, Or it don't even have to be that kind of example. Whatever it is business-wise, and no announcements, just major moves. I'm not gonna speak on something that doesn't exist yet, because why? Better not tell nobody but God. That's what she said on Color Purple.
You better not never tell nobody but God. It'll kill your mama.
Look at it that way. Another thing I learned in my 20s. That's a totally different subject. I'll just say this if y'all saw that video. Boop, boop. That's an insider. But keep your hands, your feet, your other objects to yourself. Because by that age, jail age, so you better be keeping your hands, your feet, and other objects to yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, I'll link the video so you can check that one out if you want to know, but I don't want to restate that entire video here. What's that? Something going on outside. Another tip that I will leave you all with, and some of them go directly with the year I've assigned them to, but other ones are just tips that I want to give you all. But you have to give yourself grace. At some point in your 20s, you need to practice and learn giving yourself grace, because we'll ask God for forgiveness, but a lot of times we beat ourselves up for different decisions that we may have made that we're not proud of. For me, what I've done, future me can't be mad at myself. It's like in that present time, you made that decision. Okay, do better next time. If you're given that same situation at a different time and you treat it the same way, now that's a problem. But if you're given something again and then you move differently, it means at least that you're getting better with the way that you navigate in life, basically. Life is definitely about learning and not trying to be perfect. A long time ago, I was like, yeah, I ain't. And ain't. God is, but I ain't, okay? And I ain't trying to be. I think when you learn to be the best version of yourself that you can without aiming for perfection in you, but you aim at doing better, that's more refreshing. The year is 2025. No, it's not. Whoa.
Ooh, I've been saying that.
What's that? Oh, no, it's not. The year is 2015 and Destiny is 23. This one is a big one for me. I was trying to keep it short a little bit, but I'm gonna go into a little bit of length, but I'm gonna also try to be protective of names and things. You decide how you feel about people and don't let others do the decision making for you. In life, people want the best for you, right? How do I word this? How did I word it earlier? Oh my God. I sat here and talked to my friend about this entire list, y'all, and that's when I should have been recording, because although that was like an hour long, it was the absolute best that I had. It's hitting a little different, me trying to re-give it. It's fine to have people in your life who care about your well-being, your safety, just about wanting to see you do well in life. Shucks, I can't tell this story properly because it involves people whose names I don't want to say. I'll keep it general. Let's say you have a certain friend, right? Where you got somebody telling you like, this person may not be cool with you for the right reasons, maybe they want something. I have YouTube to thank for the fact that I can kind of decipher and tell very easy if people trying to be around me for the wrong reason. I got YouTube to thank for that. I just see through all of it. Very easy, okay? You have to make those decisions for yourself. You know how if someone has wronged you before, that when new people come around, you're keeping a certain guard up to be like, I'm watching you, don't try me, da da da. I'm not saying be gullible. Well, no, you can't go for everything. You have to move in a way to where it's like each individual person is innocent until proven guilty. If a person has the wrong intentions, the wrong motives, the wrong whatever, it's only for so long that they can hide that. But you can't move to where you just immediately just accuse this person of having those kinds of ways. And longer story short, I stopped being cool with someone because of an opinion that someone else had of them. I let it affect the decision that I made to just be like, you know what, I'm just not gonna be cool with you. That person didn't give me any reason to not trust them or to assume or, you know, take what other people were saying like, oh, they might be this, they might be that, da da da. They didn't give me that reason. I just took it upon myself to let these opinions be so loud in my head that it altered and affected the way that I moved. Me and this person we do have a friendship and a relationship now, and I'm very much thankful for that. But so many years passed where we did not have one off the strength of me just listening to outsiders and not really trusting my own judgment. Like I said, this was 2015 and I was 23 at that time. I could have trusted my judgment and I didn't. But I'm thankful that we are cool. Sometimes it makes me look back though and I say like, where could this friendship be with me and this person if we never stop communicating? It always makes me think like that. Things happen in life the way that they're supposed to, and like I said, I'm just thankful that we are where we are now. At the same time, I'll say this. You gotta take a chance. I'm not saying go for everything. I ain't saying like let people walk all over you, run all over you, none of that. Treat people how you want to be treated. That's true. If you deserve a chance to show who you are, then you have to allow other people and getting to know people, that's what that is, getting to know them. Sometimes we'd be super quick to be like, I cut them off easy. Like life ain't about flexing how strong your cutoff game is. That say a lot about you more so than you wanting to build relationships with people. Don't be so cautious that it paralyzes you, because then you'll become victim of yourself and you get in your own way when you start moving like this. So give people their fair chance. I ain't saying chances. Treat people as innocent until proven guilty, okay? Everybody don't mean you any harm. And my 20s, I do need to say this. I lived all of mine on the internet. So the things that I'm going to give are definitely going to be different from somebody who probably isn't like publicly, what's the word? How would I put that? We all have social media, right? But until you're on this side of the camera, it's a different experience that you navigate your 20s. I'll say that. And I have y'all to thank for that too. I feel like y'all have helped mold me into the person that I am, which I very much appreciate. The year is 2016 and Destiny is 24. So at 24, I was working at Payless. 2 jobs that I'll tell y'all I had. I worked at Payless and I also worked at Walmart. Not at the same time, just while I was in college. Don't be afraid of opportunities or difficulties, because you really can't have one without the other. There isn't really anything that you can't walk away from in life. Know that. You have the power and the control and the ability to walk away from anything that you could want to walk away from. And the reason I mentioned the fact that I worked at Payless is because 2016 is the year that I quit working at Payless. Let me get a new bag. I'm trying not to double work myself. So if I bag this hair up now, it means I don't gotta put it all into a bag later. Work smart, okay, not hard. That's another thing to note for your 20s. Thank me later. 2016 is the year that I quit Payless, basically. I was working there a few years when I was in college. I didn't work all of my college years because when you first get in college, you got refund checks, right? I didn't stay on campus, so my refund check was a little bit larger. I would calculate the amount that my refund would be, and I would divide that up to show myself, basically, because a semester is 4 months. So I knew monthly what I was able to spend, and if I didn't go over that, I did not need a job because I was paying my own self out of my refund check, which is money that I already had. So of course, after a few years, your refund checks run out. Different scholarships, they got deadlines, all of that, right? But it got to the point where, and I was doing YouTube, like I said, all of my 20s. I did the math on it, and I was monetized by then. All right, we transparent, so I'll say it. I used to get paid every Friday at Payless. I made $120, more or less, if I took off. You know, when they take out of your check, all of that kind of stuff. I made $7.65 an hour. My mindset slowly started to become, because that's what I was like time myself because I'd be ready to leave, right? I did 5-hour shifts because I was part-time since I was in school. An hour would pass and I would look at that like, man, I did all that for $7.65, and it would make me feel some kind of way because I felt like I should be getting more than that. YouTubers, we get paid once a month. If we do sponsorship, then that's just, you know, that's an additional check outside of that. Some people will look at that as like once a month. Oh my God, how do you live like that? Getting paid once a month to me is the same thing as like when I got paid every Friday at Payless. So that's 4 checks in the month. Basically for me, I take what I make, I divide that by 4, that shows me my weekly number. When I did the math on that weekly number that I was making was more than the Payless number. So I put in my 2-week notice and I left. Basically it goes back to what I said, there isn't anything in your life that you can't walk away from. You just have to have that kind of belief in yourself. Because I know a lot of people would look at it as like, oh, like she talked about YouTube, and people look at YouTube as it's very much non-traditional. I'll say that. It's a new lane that we're making, okay? So you know how people say first generation? Like this that's currently going on, the fact that people make all these livings off of social media, we're first generation at doing that. First generation do got it the hardest because it's like we're paving the way. We're just navigating and figuring everything out as we go along. Like different questions you can get, it's like, I don't know. Figuring it out as you go. You notice I did not say that I left college. I stayed in college and finished. But I left Payless because I feel like I don't know, left. I didn't need that anymore. I grew it. That's not to say at your job to not give it your all, to not give it your best. That it's okay to not be on a traditional path. If you're doing something that's different from your friends, it don't make it any less important. It doesn't make it any less valuable. Everybody's life looks different, and it's okay to know that nobody's life is better than the other, if that makes sense. I think J. Cole got a song like that. There's no universal way to look at the layout of your life. So the year is, girl, I done took all my braids out. Wow, that was quick. I guess I should wash my hair now and keep going with my video, huh? And maybe I'll let voiceover Destiny talk about the rest of these topics for you all because I did not expect this to go this fast. And I have 5 more things to get into. I hope when I play this back, I like this video. So if you want to continue hearing the rest of the tips without the hair washing portion, you can just skip to minute 20. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out the products that I've used when I braided my hair. Since my braids were up for 3.5 weeks, I'm definitely going to start off with a clarifying shampoo first to further help me get all of the junk out of my hair, okay? All of the hair oils I've been applying daily, the mousse, the edge control, everything. So I'm using the Pattern Shampoo. This is by Tracee Ellis Ross, and it's just a good clarifying shampoo. It gets all of the buildup out, but it does not strip your hair, and it does not leave it dry, matted, or tangled. I did comb my hair out very well off camera before. After I worked that through my hair, I quickly just rinsed that out with some warm water. And now I'm going to take my Dermatologist Prescribed shampoo. This is the ketoconazole 2%. I do have scalp psoriasis, and I only have to apply the shampoo to the affected area, which is mostly that front portion of my scalp. I don't scratch at my scalp with my fingernails. I do massaging motions instead, just to lift up any extra buildup, and then I allow that to sit for 5 minutes before rinsing that out. So now my hair is clean. Now I can go in with my shampoo of choice for the day. This is the LustraSilk Curl Enhancing Shampoo. This is my first time using it. I've kind of been gravitating towards reaching for the same brand because I feel like products are formulated better to work with one another. I love this shampoo a lot. It definitely brought my curls out. This shampoo also left my hair feeling very soft. Like I said, these clips are going very fast, but I did spend a good amount of time washing my hair. I just chopped it up to 4 minutes. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the conditioner. I hadn't conditioned my hair because I've been wearing the braids, like I said, for 3.5 weeks. So I'm just going to put in a very good amount of that on camera. Off camera, I went ahead and sat down, got comfortable. I used the pink shower comb that you all see laying in the sink, and I did sections, detangled my hair from the tips to the root, and then I just deep conditioned underneath my hooded dryer to make sure that I was, you know, treating my hair with care. Going to go ahead and take out my little twist, rinse out my hair with a little bit warmer water, not all the way cool yet because I think my hair is low porosity and I want to be able to get my moisturizer or leave-in product in very well. It's the curls for me, love. Also, depending on how long you leave up your protective style, do not panic. We lose a certain amount of strands every day, but when you're wearing a protective style, it's impossible for those strands to come out. So as you comb your hair, they'll come out at that time. So yeah, just keep that in mind. So I like to immediately go in. Honestly, I do it right at the sink. Sometimes I don't show y'all this because I just go ahead and just do it off camera. At low porosity, I gotta work it in my hair immediately. And I'm just now reading the bottle since I had to get it out to put the name on the screen. It says to pour a desired amount into the palm of your hand and rub your hands together until a creamy texture forms. And then you can apply it to wet hair and style as desired. So that is why my hair looks white, because I was supposed to rub the product in my hand first before immediately going straight into my strands of hair with it. But I love the LustraSilk products. I've used the Curl Activator Moisturizer more than once before, but their shampoo and their deep conditioner, first impressions, definitely love them. Give these 3 a try as a combo and see how your hair likes it. So it's the year 2017, and in that year I graduated college. I remember when I had graduated, I was like, what kind of look do I want for graduation? And I just randomly checked my email, and I noticed that I had like so many emails from different hair companies wanting to work with me that I had never really replied to them before. And I was like, okay, let's do it. I don't have a big chop date. I just remember the day that I got my last relaxer, because that's what I used to write down. This is just some Softee Gel. The only other product that's in my hair currently is the LustraSilk that I used, because I see that my curls are already here, so I'm just using a little bit of the gel to just give me a little bit more definition here and there. This is the first time I'm actually having a real wash and go. Like, I put the product in my hair right when I finished washing it, and I was like, wow, whenever I put my hair up like this, it just be a vibe. My next step of advice for 2017, live at home for as long as you can. I'll tell you why. First off, who said we have to have a timeline on things? Who said that there's a certain age that you have to move out? Prior to me moving out, my comment section used to kind of be full of, and I get people would ask because maybe they were curious or they were doing the same thing and they wanted advice. And I ain't gonna even front and act like it was something different. Most of the people that asked me that always applied my age to it, and they wanted me to move out. I'm gonna step on some toes with this one, but I'm gonna say what I want to say. When people are rushing you to move out and, oh, you need to move out and da-da-da, or asking you, because mind you, the 2 people whose roof I was living under, my parents, those 2 people never said that specific thing really to any of their kids, honestly. Stack your money and stay at home for as long as you can. Now, this is the thing. If you have a job and you're living at home, and you blowing money fast, now we got a problem, because you should be ahead of the people who got all the bills that you ain't got. I'ma just say it. You should be stacking your paper. A lot of people try to make it seem like you are not independent if you live at home, but that's the perfect time to practice independence. That's the perfect time to practice buying your own things that you reach for when you're in the shower. If you have a job, provide that for yourself. If you're in your 20s, still living at home and your folks not rushing you out. Because then, when you move and you are living alone, what have you been practicing? The ability to be able to do that easy, breezy. It's a different feeling being at home and you're in there using the restroom and you look at the roll and you're like, oh my God, it's not any tissue right here. As much as you can, be practicing your own independence. If you are of a certain age and able to do so and you're just blowing your money and not doing it, I'm gonna tell you something my folks told me. You can't live anywhere for free. Even if you don't pick up the largest bill or something like that, I would ask like, hey, let me be responsible for the internet. I'm not saying if you're not able to do these things, but if at some point when you get to the age where you want to begin practicing to see like, what is this like? Can I maintain this? And if I'm going this entire year with paying this bill on time, I don't have to get extensions or whatever the case may be, and I got the internet bill paid, I got it covered, okay? Now I'm practicing responsibility and I'm being independent for when I do leave. That way I'll be ready. I'm gonna tell y'all another thing. I always leave right. Like I said, I put in a 2-week notice. I ain't just up and just disappear and just quit, because that's a relationship to still maintain. If I ever wanted to go back, if I ever wanted to refer anyone there, I stand in a good place with the people who did think enough of me to hire me at that time. You see what I'm saying? That just builds character in so many other ways in life, to practice those kinds of habits. When you leave right, even if it just comes to moving, like I said, if I wanted to go back home right now, I'm trying to stack up X amount of dollars, so I'm gonna move back home instead and just give y'all a little something every now and then, because again, your plan, other people don't have to understand your plan if you understand it. When you leave right, you can go back if you want to. Like, don't treat the people that you live with like, I'm finna go. What y'all say, I'm gone, I'm finna roll. That's how you said it. Yeah, alright. God gonna show you quicker than what you could think or assume, to be like, yeah, alright.
Okay, I can take you there.
You think you finna leave, okay. And then you'll wonder why the bed that you make is a little bit harder if you made it up that way. Girl, I move, you should do it too, da da da. She must be finna pay the rent or something. If you're trying to get me to move because you finna pay the bills, just say that. Like I said, that's a totally different conversation. Now, if you and Bae trying to move together, whoop, whoop, that's another video. Don't do that either. That ain't nothing I learned. I ain't never did that. I ain't got no ring on my finger, so I don't live with nobody. Well, my sister, y'all get what I mean. You can be independent while you live at home. Point blank, period. I give y'all an example. I don't think she would mind me giving you all this example, maybe. It's just someone that I know who just finished law school. She had people in her corner and behind her, backing her up and supporting what she wanted to do to better help her to be able to level up and get ahead in life. And now she has finished law school and she a whole lawyer out here. Certain things people do in life require them to need a little bit more support. And I get it, some people don't have the same support as other people. Whatever you're handed and given in life, you gotta master navigating whatever cards you are given. Because I know a lot of times I didn't speak on my journey that much because I felt like it was different for a lot of people, or it's like, okay, I get it. Some people had to move. Some people, parents told them they had to leave. But I shouldn't feel uncomfortable about the fact that that's not the case for me. Because the people that's constantly asking me about that are not uncomfortable about asking me. I'll give y'all this quote. I was watching Imposters. Y'all may have seen that. Oh my God, I'm running out of gel. What am I going to do for the other side of my hair? But y'all may have seen Imposters. And there was something on there that she said that stuck with me on one of the scenes. The girl, she was sitting down at the bar trying to decide, like, what she wanted to drink, and she was just telling the lady, just give me something. You know, she didn't want to make the decision. So many things in life are out of our control. We don't really get to make decisions on certain things sometimes. For as many moves in your life that you're able to be in control of making the decisions for, you should do that. I'm out of jail, so this side of my hair gonna look crazy. Oh my God. I hope this dries cute in my face like this. On this moment here, I just got in. Today is my friend Jerica's birthday. So yeah, I took a break. We had dinner and it was a really nice time. Shout out to my friend Jerica. If you're watching this, happy birthday again. By the time y'all see this, it's actually going to be Thursday though. I was going to pick trying to get this YouTube video out over being with my friend for her birthday. By my fast clock, it's 11:55 p.m. Oh, by the way, this is how my hair dries. Finished my hair like 4:30. Almost dry, but not yet. So the year is 2018. And Destiny is now 26. That's the year I reached 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. And the tip that I have for you all, or advice or lesson that you should learn, is just because you make a lot doesn't mean spend a lot. Or just because whatever you're making don't mean blow all of it, spend a check and get it right back. Not to say sometimes, you know, we do like that. I'll admit that. But at the same time, that year for me was really looking at my numbers, sometimes to the point where I would print off my bank statements and highlight to see where my money goes. If you're highlighting a whole bunch of fast food restaurants, if you're highlighting a bunch of DoorDash, because we got too many apps for everything now with service fees, when you start highlighting that kind of stuff, it helps you to say, okay, maybe I could do without this, without that. I was like, you don't need Wendy's 3 times a week, Destiny, you don't. When you make yourself aware, even if it's not with something like bank statements or whatever, but anything in your life that you bring to your attention and you shift your focus to reanalyze it and really sit down and look at it differently, you move better in doing it. When you know better, you do better. That's something that stuck with me, which brings me into the next year, 2019. Destiny is 27 at this point. So, fun fact, if you're new to my channel, I did not move out of my parents' house until I was 27. To a lot of people, that sounds crazy. I know people that are close in age to me who still live home. It's a different day. People just do things differently. And like I said, when you have a plan for your life that nobody else really has to understand, do what you need to do. What is it about people staying at home that makes people think less of someone that does? What about maturity falls in that same correlation with if you moved out, you're mature? I don't know. Help me understand it down below. And a lot of people ask about living alone and things like that. When you do something when you are prepared to do it, it's a very easy move to make. Versus kind of prematurely doing it and you're not necessarily ready for it. I don't feel like nothing about my life changed really. I just don't live in my parents' house anymore. My advice for 2019, the year that I moved out, nobody can force you to do more than what you want. You know how people talk about peer pressure? Same thing on the internet. I don't need pictures of footage of things to know that things happened. I very much live my life now to where, sure, like I still drop hour-long vlogs, let's be clear. But part of me is very much knowing the difference when it's like, okay, I'm not turning my camera on for this, or yeah, I will turn it on for that. A lot of my life is still very much off camera. I have this way now of making many more mental memories. It's like being front row at a concert and you're trying to Snapchat the whole thing for people who aren't even there and you're not enjoying it that much. I'm just giving myself more of a clear view. In life, I'm kind of behind it like this, just looking dead at what's in front of me with my own eyes and enjoying those moments more. And that's very refreshing, even if it's like, oh, I didn't get an Instagram picture of it. Kind of like today when I went to my friend's birthday dinner. I got a little bit of footage, but I wanted to sit there and enjoy her and enjoy her family and just us having a good time together. It's the year 2020 and Destiny is now 28. 2020, let's be clear, was crazy for everybody. I think we can all agree on that. Stop overthinking. I'm a Cancer, so you know I'm forever working on that one. Shout out to all the Cancers. Comment down below if you're still watching. Stop overthinking. Stop caring. Start living. It's a daily practice, so nothing that I name is just like, oh, she's saying this but she's not perfect at it yet. It's something that you just continue to practice. It's not when you immediately make this statement that it just clicks right away. The person that I'm becoming practices the habits of things that I would like to adapt in my life and my lifestyle and my character and who I am, you know. And so that brings me to my last one, hello 2021. 2021 has been lovely so far, by the way. So the year's 2021 and this is our present time where Destiny is currently 29 years old. Tip of advice that I would give to you all for 2021 is to live your truth. Stand firmly and proudly in who you are. Yeah, living your truth for me just means being unapologetically me, selfishly living for me, the way that I want to. Nobody's gonna ask themselves when they turn 30 or 70, is such and such satisfied with the way I was living? You're not gonna ask yourself that. You're gonna ask yourself if you were satisfied with the way that you were living, not other people. People pleasing is not an option. We're not in the business of people pleasing. We're not in the business of trying to satisfy other people. We're not in the business of walking on eggshells or doing anything else that pleases anybody else except for ourselves. Do what makes you happy as long as it doesn't harm other people. It was a certain question that I was getting a lot on my channel. Is Destiny in a relationship? Is Destiny not in a relationship? Da da da. In that whole living my truth now thing, it's super easy for me to say, yes, I'm single, what's next? But for a moment, I felt like when I answered that question, I don't know really what it was. I was just like, why you don't want to answer that? That I'm publicly living my life. A lot of people, they got an Instagram account, but it's nothing on it, or it's just different, okay? It's different when it's a smaller scale. But imagine whatever it is, not even a relationship, you can take that out of it. Imagine someone having a question to ask you and it's like the masses. Almost 300K masses. Like that's where we're almost at. And it's like when you're trying to process your own thoughts while people throwing questions at you at the same time, it's just like, can I get a minute? Can I get a minute? I remember speaking to a specific person about how would you address this or that? And when they said to me, it set with me immediately. And then they was like, I want you to also get this book. The book that I mentioned to you all, Charlamagne the God Live Your Truth. And so I read that book and it talks about standing firm in who you are and whatever your story is, whatever your life entails, if that's what you're going to give it. Give all of it. Because at the end of the day, this right here, this is my pen. My pen, my life, me and God writing this story. We're the only people that get to construct it. Time flies, but 30 is not as old as you think. When we're younger, we can think like, oh, 30 is so old. I feel like we're as old as we think that we are. 27 feels just like 25 to me. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like a lot of y'all were telling me when I tell y'all different ways that I think now when we're on Instagram Live talking and stuff like that, that comes with approaching that older age or just maturing in so many different ways. You've learned yourself more and I very much appreciate that. A lot of people ask me how am I comfortable with saying my age whenever I say it a lot on my Instagram Live, and it's just like getting older is a blessing. And if I was to a point where I really don't want to turn 30, there's only one way I can make sure that happens, or that God would make sure that happens for me, and that's not something that I want.
Energy made this one. Okay, I can take you there. That's all you gotta do is say that one time.
So yes, I do want to turn 30, and then 40, and 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Imagine to a 90-year-old woman saying like, oh, I'm 30, I'm old. She gonna look at you like, old is the goal. We all heard Steve Harvey say that on Versus. Old is the goal. Whatever age you are, if you got it, flaunt it. I know you want it. But what I say in the beginning, let them wonder and don't let them find out, sis. At 13, you're like, oh, I get to watch a PG-13 movie now, depending on if your parents regulated that kind of thing. At 16, you get to get your driver's license. At 18, I think it's legal for you to smoke. I'm grown. They start throwing it out again. I'm grown. I've been taking care of myself for a long time now. And then at 21, people say they have their legal drink and this and that. But after 21, it's nothing that you count. you actually start looking at it a different kind of way. When you approach 26, it's like, oh, I'm off my parents' insurance now. I'm really an adult. I can't ride the insurance wave. I'm not 30 yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to my 30s. I'm looking forward to 30. If I had to reflect back on my 20s, I'm thankful for every moment, every memory, every experience that I've had, because it has shaped me into the woman that I am becoming, and I very much love her. I very much appreciate her, and I wouldn't change anything about the person that I currently am. You know how in movies, when people go back to the past to try to fix some stuff, in those movies they always reference how, like, don't mess with nothing when we go back to the past, leave everything as it is, because it can mess up something. When we get back, we don't know what we can return to. And that's how I feel about if I ever had the chance to redo anything in my past, I wouldn't touch it. Who's to say, even if I messed with a small thing, like if I helped myself graduate from college a little bit quicker, I could have messed up something for where I'd currently be. I'm satisfied with everything that has happened in my life thus far, and I'm just very thankful for the person that I am becoming. I very much love and appreciate her. I hope that something that I said in this video has resonated well with you all. Don't feel like at any point in your life you have to match up with the things that anybody else is doing, with none of the things even that are on my list. Like, your list can be completely different from mine. Honestly, I got a whole bunch of other stuff. I could remake this video over and over and over and over and over, because there's always something for us to learn in life, and I think it's just important to observe those things and soak them in and appreciate them. That's that. I'm gonna go before I start crying or something like that, because I don't know, something about just really making this video, like really writing this list down, made me so aware of who I am and the power that I hold. And I'm just happy, I'm thankful, and I'm in a good place and space in my life, mentally, almost physically, because I be in the gym getting it in. And emotionally, you know, so it's very refreshing. Get to know you. I'll say that. Get to know you more if you don't. If you in the process of getting to know somebody else more than you getting to know you, get to know you. And to those of you that are in your 20s, I hope that something I said in this video helps you. Don't feel like you got to keep up with nobody. You ain't in no competition with nobody. Mulatto said it in her song. My only competition when I'm looking in the mirror. I don't see nobody but me when I look in the mirror. So take that and run with it, okay? If you feel like ain't none of this my lane, or whatever the case may be, get you a shovel, move the grass, move the dirt out the way, create your own path. How about that? And then follow that one, okay? And then you create your YouTube video and give us a little bit of your story too, because somebody somewhere would love to hear it and will benefit from that. Imagine like me biting my tongue a little bit and not speaking up more about the person that I am. I get to go to bed now. I'm done filming this video, and this is my hair. Yeah, I will talk to you all in my next video. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Let me know when I turn 30 if y'all want another video. Let me know if y'all want some more advice. Let me know if it needs to be shorter. Get straight to the point, Destiny. We don't want no long story time. Just let me know what y'all like. Oh, don't think you're getting off easy. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel. Some of y'all don't like to help the channel. Purposely, people be like, don't click it, girl. She almost a 300K, girl. Don't subscribe. Subscribe and quit playing yourself. It's 2021. You should not be playing yourself anymore. Help me understand why would you do such a thing. You made it to the end, so you like me. I know you like me. I know you like me. Confidence, baby. I just know it. I just know. Go on and click on some more videos. You want to. She like, how does she know so much about me? Because I just know. I know you want to click something else. Bye, y'all. I'll talk to y'all in my next upload. Bye. Don't get emotional. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't you do it. You ain't even took a picture. You ain't took a selfie yet. You ain't took a selfie yet.